Greetings, my friend. I have the privilege to be here with one of my great professors at Oakwood University, but I will allow for him to say who he is, like maybe that how long you been here and what do you teach.
I am Tarsee Lee. I've been here at Oakwood for like 22, 23 years. I teach Old Testament and Hebrew and a few other courses. So that's, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Lee, and thank you for allowing this time. I'm holding in my hands, one book that you may be familiar with, The Remnant. I believe do we know how many languages have we published this book?
No, I don't know. It has been translated, I'm sure. Yeah. And it was a book edited by Angel Rodriguez, and a few different scholars wrote about it. I wrote the section Old Testament. There are others who wrote New Testament, Revelation, and so on. Yeah.
Yes.
The major work on the Remnant was done by Gerhard Hazel. He focused especially on the book of Isaiah. So I cited his work and others, but what I wrote about was what was less done, which is on the post-exilic community and how the concept of the remnant was understood in post-exilic books of the Bible.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. And one question I will concentrate in this video because there's a lot. When we talk about Remnant, there is a lot. But it's concentrating on the Seventh-day Adventist Church, how we are viewed as the historical, eschatological, all these terms that I will allow Dr. Lee to explain it to us at this moment.
Okay. Basically, there are three ways in which the concept of the remnant is used. There is the historical remnant, which simply means a group that survives a catastrophe in Bible history. There is also the faithful remnant, which refers to those who are faithful to God and who survive a catastrophe. But there is there's a spiritual element to it. And then there's the eschatological remnant, which refers to those at the very end of time who are God's people, or the remnant because they survived the end of the world. They're the eschatological remnant. So there are three different concepts here.
Yes. And just going to the eschatological, that's a group, can we say that that's a group that is happening right now, or is the one that will be alive when Jesus comes? Or can we say that because I heard some argument that it began in like 1844.
Okay. Well, you see, part of the confusion, I think, is because as Adventists, we have traditionally claimed to be the quotes unquote remnant church. That is something I still accept, I believe in, but we have to understand what that means. Okay, the eschatological remnant is the group that will be alive to see Jesus come again. It's the very end of time. So when we claim to be the remnant church, we're not claiming that we're that group yet, because the time hasn't come yet. What we are claiming is that we are living during the last days. We're living at the end of time, and we are the remnant at the end of history. So we are the faithful remnant in the last little bit of Earth's history. So the distinction between the two is we're not claiming we're the only ones who are saved. We're not claiming that everyone who belongs to us is necessarily saved and knows Jesus. We're not claimed to be completely pure and so on. We're not the eschatological remnant, but we do claim that God is working through us, and we're living at the end of time, and so we are the remnant that has existed all through history, but the last part of it, because time is coming to an end. That's what we mean by that.
That's what we mean. I hear the term end of time and time of the end. Is
Yes.
there a difference?
There is a difference in theological terms. But that's more of an Adventist. What's the word I'm looking for? That's a distinction that's made among Adventists. So it's a kind of a jargon, more or less.
Yeah,
but
okay.
the distinction is the end of time is referring to the. Let me see if I can put it in the right context here. The time of the end is what we call the time after the 1260 days of Daniel 7 and so on.
I see.
Okay, so the time of the end refers to a specific understanding of the fulfillment of Bible prophecy. The end of time is a more general term that means the end of the world's history.
The world history.
Okay, so there's a little
Okay.
distinction there in how we use the terminology. Yeah.
I think I will conclude by saying faithfulness. Faithfulness is one of the things that God is requiring for every single one of us.
Yes. And of course, even that comes from Him. So we're not claiming that our faithfulness is in any way meritorious, or that salvation comes through what we do. Salvation comes only through what Jesus has done for us. But when we accept Jesus, the Holy Spirit comes and changes our hearts, and that's what makes us faithful to Him.
Thank you. May God continue to bless each single one of you. Then again, my name is Isaac Ibarra. I had the privilege to be serving at Oakwood University as the Special Assistant to the President for Diversity and Inclusion. And this is my professor, Tarsee. Thank you so much.
Thank you.